we are mildly interesting guys, and we talk about some stuff. So welcome to the podcast, we call it Joel the Podcast. It's Alex and it's Alex, here for Joel the Podcast. Bzzz. Hello everybody, I'm Alex.
And I'm Alex.
And this is our podcast,
Joel.
Welcome to episode 95 of Joel the Podcast. We're here on at least where I am, cloudy day. I guess it's kind of dark here now, but it was cloudy during the day. Cloudy Monday evening.
Yep.
In May. Although you're probably not listening to this in May.
At the rate they're being released, definitely not.
And I wanted to begin the podcast reminding everyone that Nathan does not owe me $1.
And Alex does not owe me $1. In fact, we've gone a few weeks now with no open bets.
We haven't, and I think we should make one today. Since the NBA playoffs started this week, why don't we do something based on that?
All right.
So why don't we do sports before that, so our listeners can have some idea of what we're talking about?
Seems like a reasonable, given the only really sports thing that's happened so far that's of interest to us is the NBA playoffs. I feel like that'll give some good context to whatever bet we come up with. So.
All right, here's our minute. Ready?
Yep.
Go. So as I mentioned, the NBA playoffs started this week. 3 out of the 4 game ones in the Western Conference started out as upsets. The one that wasn't an upset was the one that everyone expected to be an upset. And in the Eastern Conference, only one series first game resulted in an upset, which was I already forgot. The 5
Atlanta,
versus 4,
right?
so it's barely an upset, yeah. And Phil Mickelson won the PGA Championship, becoming the oldest person to do so. That's golf, for those of you who don't know.
Apparently he's pretty old.
Yeah, he's 50. One of the all-time greats. And also there was some kind of gymnastics thing that I heard about, which I don't really know anything about, but it definitely happened. Okay.
Unfortunately, we're out of time before you can reveal your extensive gymnastics knowledge. Maybe next week.
Yeah, my sister does gymnastics, so she's very up on all of the gymnastics going-ons.
Interesting.
But I have no idea what actually happened.
Yeah.
Probably related to the Olympics, I would assume.
That would make some sense.
Did we receive any? Well, let's do the bet thing now. So what do you want to make a bet based on?
Yeah, so I feel like maybe the best bet we could make is whether the champion will come from the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference. Does that seem feasible?
Well,
otherwise
we should pick something with like a range of possibilities, and whoever gets closest rather than just 2 options.
Okay. All right.
So maybe a better thing would be like, what of the 2 finals teams, what will the sum of their seeds be?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Okay, so I guess the seeds are just 1 through
8
yep. On both sides, right? So.
Yep. Like I said, lots of upsets so far, so half upsets so far, so don't just count on it being low.
Right. And I mean, I don't know what the trend is for, your typical NBA finals. I feel like in the past few years it's been, very, very few of the teams were all that surprising in the finals. Right. You don't tend to get real long shots. So I don't know. It's an interesting question. Maybe we should both contemplate for a second here and settle on a number so we don't affect each other's reasoning too much?
Sure. Well, I already have a number in mind.
You already have a number? All right, I do as well. So on the count of 3, let's say our numbers at the same time.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Ooh,
all right.
Excellent.
I'm sure that will not be in sync on the recording, but to me it sounded to be at the same time, so just so everyone knows.
To me it sounded like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is equally as good.
Perfect. Perfect.
So, all right, well, there you have it. Whichever one of us comes closest will win $1 from the other. So,
indeed.
Keep an eye out for the NBA playoffs, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing.
Did we receive any emails this week?
In fact, we did.
Woo.
So this email comes to us from Cephalopod Master. As many of our emails do, the subject line is, I am a dumbass, as many of the subject lines are. Cephalopod Master writes, I think I can one-up the food processor invention idea. You put in the... First of all, do you remember what he is referring to here?
Actually, no, I don't remember.
Okay, so we, several weeks ago, discussed inventions,
right.
If you remember. There was
yes.
one invention that was kind of a, solving a problem proposed sort of by both of us, which was essentially, I don't want to stand in my kitchen and make food. Yeah, I don't want to cook. So we had discussed some things that a potential machine could do in order to transform ingredients into food.
I seem to remember settling on it, selling the raw ingredients and ordering the finished food for you.
Yeah. That sounds about right. So this idea, this proposition from Cephalopod Master is apparently better than that. So let's see.
I can't
see
wait.
What he's got. Here we go. You put in the ingredients, and the machine automatically mails the ingredients all in a large crate to the nearest registered grandma. Then the grandma makes a ridiculous amount of food, and the grandma puts the food back in the crate and mails it back to you. Then the machine takes a video of you eating the finished product and sends that to the grandma. This is her payment. This way you benefit by getting a lot of food that you didn't have to make. The grandma benefits by seeing someone young eat a lot of food. And USPS benefits from all the shipping involved. Everyone involved wins. Well, this is a great idea.
This is unironically a better idea than we came up with, even though it's obviously unfeasible in real life.
I think my favorite part of this idea is registered grandmas.
My favorite part is that the thing takes a video of you eating it so that the grandma will be satisfied by seeing a young person eat.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely very realistic. I could see this. I mean, this might genuinely be a pretty decent service.
It actually wouldn't be, but it's close to something that would be. Like,
that's true. There you go.
If instead of ordering just mailing them the ingredients, you just paid them,
right?
And then they sent you the food, and you sent them a video of you eating it. That might be a legitimate service. Still, probably not, but at least it's fit. Would it be astounded if something like that ever came to exist?
There's a framework of a business model in place there.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks for the email. That was a really good one. It's been to us some time since we recorded that episode. So if we misremembered anything, I blame you for not emailing us sooner. However, we do appreciate that you did email us.
What would someone do if they wanted to email us about something else?
That's a really good question, and it's one that I feel like we don't address enough on this podcast.
Right.
So I think if you want to email us, you can first of all, in order to convenience yourself, I would recommend visiting our website, alexandalex@joelthepodcast.github.io/alexandalex@joelthepodcast.website/index.html. And there you'll find, among many other high-quality things, several links to email us anything you would like. Again, subject line, I am a dumbass is not required, but always appreciated. Maybe it is required if you are actually a dumbass. Just give us that heads up if it's warranted. It's always good to know, before we start to read an email, so that we can judge the writer appropriately, right? So
I know this will probably never happen, but I just imagine having an inbox full of emails. All of them are just the subject "I am a dumbass." You cannot tell what any of them actually are until you open it up. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, that's the dream, right? I mean, some people do podcasting for the fame. Some people do it for, obviously, the extremely lucrative, right. all the money that obviously every podcaster gets. But I think we are simple podcasters in that all we want is for a moderately sized group of people to email us calling themselves dumbasses. That would my day would improve upon seeing that for sure. So, well, there you go.
Random question. Did we ever, remember we had a business opportunity for Cephalopod Master? Do you remember anything like that?
I remember us mentioning that as a thing, but I have no idea what it was about anymore. Do you remember?
Okay, we can discuss it afterwards then.
Okay.
Because I just thought of it, and I think we should still look into it.
All right.
So keep an eye out, Cephalopod, for an email from us for a business opportunity.
We'll be in touch. Well, there you go. That was a healthy 12-minute introduction. Why don't we jump right into what we have planned for today, which is what?
Which is Joel the Game.
Excellent.
I know it hasn't been that long since the last time we played Joel the Game, but we're really lazy and don't have a lot of ideas, so here it is again. Also, I really like playing our game. I think we've transformed it into a pretty fun game.
Yeah, but it seems. I mean, despite the recent record disparity between us, I do feel like it is a pretty well balanced game.
Indeed.
Some things just haven't gone my way, I suppose, but that's all set to change today.
Right, and if you hate listening to this game, let us know. Send us an email, or if you love listening to it, send us an email. Because we always like listener feedback on our content. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into it. Today, Nathan will be going first since I went first last time. So, start us off, Nathan. What is the first game?
Here it is.
3. Movie, true or false?
All right, and since it is my turn, that means I will give you a movie. And I'm going to go with National Treasure, one of the podcast favorites. And then I will give you some time here to generate some kind of true or false question. While you do, I kind of want to... I mean, honestly, I feel like this would make for a good discussion, but so as to not distract you, I'll try and aim it as a hypothetical discussion with the listeners, maybe to generate some emails. So, since that movie, and I think since some of the sequels have come out, I don't know if this is, I'm not very, aware, up to date with kind of the newest movies coming out, with maybe the slight exception of Marvel movies, just because they're marketed at you so hard. But what I'm trying to say is Nicolas Cage is apparently in a lot of kind of mediocre movies, and apparently I was reading the other day that's because he spent a whole bunch of money on a bunch of really stupid stuff and is now apparently in debt or contracted to pay off that money by making just literally whatever movies people want him to make. But like apparently he's like bought a castle and like a dinosaur skull and a bunch of really other like kind of dumb stuff that costs a ton of money.
Right.
And so apparently he's just stuck doing movies, and they tend to, not be really great, which is, kind of a shame for him, but at the same time, I feel like that's not such a terrible job.
Right. All right. So I've got one here.
All right. Let's hear it.
False, and it's going to be.
Oh wait! Before I do hear it,
standard true or false. What?
Before we do that, I need to pick up points, which I forgot to do. And I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna set the tone right here, and I'm gonna go with 15.
15 points. All right.
15.
So this, rather than being a traditional true or false, this is an over or under.
Ooh. Okay.
Which is essentially equivalent to true or false, because I could just say true or false. The value is over this, or so over or under. This movie received a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. Oh, man. Okay, I feel like almost definitely the answer has to be over, right? Because 37% seems very low, and National Treasure, as we've established on this podcast, is a national treasure.
Right.
However, I feel like this is the sort of thing you wouldn't ask me if that was the case, because it seems so obvious that it would be over 37%. That's so, like, I mean, even just assuming it was assigned a random value, I feel like it's so much better. I mean, not so much better, but like, you've got a 63% chance, assuming a random distribution of it being over. So either you're mind gaming me really hard into picking under just by making this so like overwhelmingly, favorable to pick over, or you're mind gaming me even harder than that by it actually being under, and you're trying to make me say over.
Right.
Because only an idiot would say under.
Right.
Now, having said that, I'm going to say over. It can't possibly be under. It's got to be over.
So this is the Rotten Tomatoes consensus of the description of the movie.
Got it.
National Treasure is no treasure, but it's a fun ride for those who can forgive its highly improbable plot. And indeed, you're correct. It received an approval rating of 46% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
With an average rating of 5.3 out of 10.
Okay. Well, I mean, that still feels very low. I unironically think that it's a very good movie.
It's like an entertaining movie, but the thing is, it makes like no sense at all. Like if you think about it for more than like half a second.
Yeah, right? I mean, sure, but it's on one hand, it's like a very like you said, it's a very entertaining movie, and on the other hand, it's like tangentially related to history. Like it's not historical at all, but it kind of like gets you excited about American history and like archaeology as a field and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, the thing is, as a movie, right, it's basically a fun ride, and that's, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
And I like the movie,
right.
But saying it's a fun movie is about the best thing you can say about it, because the plot is, like, standard, I guess, kind of.
Sure.
Even though there's certain interesting elements, and the characters are pretty lame, like, cookie-cutter characters. Especially Riley. Ooh, I made my complaints known about him when we did that episode.
Right.
But, so, I think 46% is honestly a pretty fair evaluation of the movie. But anyway, congratulations. Nathan is the winner of this game. And let's see what the modifier is.
Modifier is the King of Diamonds. That's got to be something exciting.
I don't have it up. What is it?
I actually have yet to find the...
It's plus 10 to winner.
Oh, excellent. That's, wow, such a good start. I can't wait to choke away this lead. So right away, we're at 25-0. Strong start.
All
Let's
right.
see what happens.
Let's see what the next game is.
It is 9.
Family Feud. 3 wrong guesses to name 2 of the top 5.
All right, so what category are you in?
What category am I in? Well, I know a lot about sports.
Okay.
So I think it would be good to do a sports one. And since it's the NBA season right now, I know a lot about the NBA, but this is lame. Let's not do sports. Let's do what's something more interesting? What are 3 of the top what are the top 5? That would be too hard.
While you're thinking, can you tell me where the game things are? I literally have been searching for this constantly. I can't find it.
It's just in general file shared.
Oh, is it?
Okay. It's like the 7th thing down in there. Or 8th.
That was trivially easy.
Yep. Do you have any suggestions for a good category? Because I think in the past, the person guessing didn't necessarily pick the category for this one.
Oh, really? I kind of forget how it works. Some of the
well, I think we've only done
it
one other time, and I picked like highest grossing films of 2018 or something like that.
Right. We've done movies. We did, I believe, top point scorers in the NBA over the past decade.
Right. It should be something. Like the thing is, if I just picked like a sports one, it'd be too easy for me to pick one that I'm almost certainly going to get right. So that's why I think maybe you should try and help me think of something that I would probably have a chance of getting, but not necessarily be super easy.
Okay, I have an idea, and let me make sure I can get some good data here before I. Okay, this is actually very good data here.
Okay, what is it?
This is the top 5 fast food chains in America, ranked by 2018 sales in the U.S. in millions of dollars.
All right, I'm confident about that. I'm gonna do the same as you. I'm gonna make this a 15-point round.
All right.
Delete the 15 here. All right, so here we go. 3 of the top 5 grossing fast food chains in 2018. Number 1, McDonald's.
Absolutely right. Number 1 is McDonald's.
All right. I feel like it would. I mean, my thoughts are my top 3 thoughts are. Oh wait, and I get 2 wrong guesses.
You get 2 wrong guesses.
2 wrong guesses. So I feel like it would be pretty bad if I don't get this.
No,
so
sorry, you get 3 wrong guesses, and you only have to name 2 of the top 5.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be trivially easy then. Give me Wendy's.
Wendy's is number 6.
Damn. Okay, that's 1 wrong guess. I probably just fucked myself by saying it was gonna be trivially easy. Okay. Fast food chains, aside from McDonald's, what else do you see everywhere? Probably Subway, right? Give me Subway.
Subway is number 3. Congratulations.
And let me see if I can guess the rest of the top 5 before I even get 3 wrong.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see. What do you see everywhere? Taco Bell?
Taco Bell is number 4.
Okay. And I'm going to say Burger King, but you don't actually see that many Burger Kings. What else do you see everywhere? Arby's? No. Arby's can't be it. Alright, just give me Burger King. I'm going to be mad if that's not it and that is it and I don't guess it.
Burger King is number 7.
Damn.
So not a bad guess, but your instincts were correct.
Okay, so I have 3 and I have 2 wrong guesses.
Yep.
So what else? What other fast food chains are around? Maybe it's like ones that are like, out west that we don't have back here in the east. Probably not, because then, You know. Oh, I bet Chick-fil-A is one. Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is number 5.
Okay. All right, so I have one left and one wrong guess.
For context, you've guessed correctly number 1, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So what is the number 2?
What is the number 2? How have I not gotten the number 2? Like, what's higher than all of these other 3 that I can't even think? What's higher than Subway, right? Like, Subways are everywhere.
Yeah. To be fair,
I'm just trying to think.
If
Go ahead.
Maybe this is also a bit of a clue, but I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't like your top, the thing that comes to mind immediately when you're like fast food.
Right. Okay. I think I have a good guess.
All right.
Is it Chipotle?
It is not Chipotle. Chipotle is number 12.
What is it?
It is Starbucks.
Okay. Yeah, I never would have thought of that for fast food.
Yeah,
okay,
so a little bit quirky, but I mean, well done. That was.
Thank you. All right, so my bold 15 pays off probably. Let's see what the modifier is. It is also the King of Diamonds.
Well,
so that's another plus 10 to me. So now it's 25-25.
All right, this game is accelerating out of control.
All right, let's see the next game.
Here we go.
Ace of Spades. That brings us to Wikipedia Hunt.
You know what? I'm gonna put down 10 on this one.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, why don't we try to get to the article for? Let's see. Let's go to the article for Swiss cheese. Is there an article for Swiss cheese?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Swiss cheese.
There's list of Swiss cheeses.
Yeah.
Swiss type cheeses.
Ooh, you know what?
And Swiss cheese North America.
This is certainly going to be harder, but why don't we try to go to Swiss cheese in parentheses mathematics?
Oh my god.
Subset of the complex plane with circular holes.
All right, let me at least look at this a little bit so I know.
Yeah,
what
go
I'm
ahead.
looking
It's
for.
a very short article. You can read through it. I'm doing the same. For our listeners out there who don't know about Swiss cheese in mathematics, as I just said, it is very generally all or part of Euclidean space or of an even more complicated manifold with holes in it, which I assume are just, regions of the space excluded.
All right, I'm ready to begin.
This is useful for? I don't know.
My random article is the Perry Nelson House, which is a historic farmhouse on the National Register of Historic Places in Minnesota. All
right. I am on the article for Close to You, Remembering the Carpenters, which is a 100-minute-long documentary released on DVD and VHS in 1998.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, start. I'm headed to Dodge County, Minnesota.
Let's go to PBS, American, United States.
I'm over to Midwestern United States, and now... oh, come on, give me just United States. This not be this hard. United States Census Bureau.
Public universities.
President of the United States. How can I not get to United States? Here we go.
Let's see. Modern universities. Science.
All right. I'm looking for
mathematics. Oh man, I don't even know. This is probably the wrong way to go. I don't really want to find it through math. I want to find it through cheese.
I'm going to European colonization.
Let's see. Euclid. Geometry?
Let's go to European no.
No, this is very dumb.
Let's just go to Portugal. That'll surely lead us to Switzerland somehow.
Ancient Greece. I'm on my way back to find cheese. Mediterranean.
European states. List of sovereign states and dependent territories in the U.S. This will surely have Switzerland. Here we go.
Oh, I just got to Switzerland as well.
Uh-oh.
Cheese.
Leonard Euler.
This may be very difficult. Swiss cheese. Parentheses North America though. Surely this page somewhere says for other uses.
Aha, this has a link to a plane. I already forget too much information about the Swiss cheese mathematics term. Let's go to...
I was trying to think of something that would be more than like one or two links away from the United States. But this may be...
All right. Now I'm at Euclidean geometry.
Cheese. For other uses, see cheese, disambiguation. See also, big cheese, disambiguation. All pages with titles containing cheese. Surely. Oh, there are 500. At least.
Okay, Euclidean geometry is not leading me anywhere. I'm going to go back to Switzerland.
Next 20. What if I click 500?
Let's go to science and technology in Switzerland. Mathematics. See also Swiss Mathematical Society. That's promising. Come on. I know this lady is the lady who discovered this is supposed to be in here somewhere.
Swiss cheese features are curious pits in the south polar ice cap of Mars. That's fun.
This is nothing. All right, let's get off of Swiss Mathematical Society. Can you remind me what it is again? Is it a plane?
Swiss
or
cheese.
What is it?
I did it.
Oh,
I got to the Swiss cheese disambiguation. Swiss cheese is a compact subset of the complex plane obtained by removing from a closed disk some countable union of open disks, usually with some restriction on the centers and radii. Okay. All right. Well, that one was a bit more difficult than I had intended it to be, and I feel like my path was a little sketchy.
Stuff instead of geometry stuff. All right, well, real quick, I'm just going to tell you Perry Nelson House, Dodge County, Minnesota, Midwestern United States Census Bureau, President of the United States, European colonization of the Americas, Portuguese Empire, this is list of sovereign states and dependent territories in Europe, Switzerland, science and technology in Switzerland, and kind of died there.
Let's see, I went from Close to You, Remembering the Carpenters, to PBS, to television in the United States, to public university, to science, to mathematics, to Euclid, to geometry. And then I kind of bailed out trying to figure out what it was related to in math and went from ancient Greek to ancient Greece, to Mediterranean Basin, to Europe, to Switzerland. And I managed to get to Swiss cheese parentheses North America, but I wasn't able to get to like the general Swiss cheese page that we had found. So from Swiss cheese parentheses North America, I went to cheese and then cheese just disambiguation. And then there was a link there that took me to a page that had every single article with cheese in the title. And I clicked around in there what looks like 6 or 7 times before reaching Swiss cheese, the disambiguation page, and then finally landed back on Swiss cheese mathematics.
Nice.
So,
all right. Well, you are the winner of this game. Here's
hooray.
The modifier.
It is the 2 of diamonds, which means plus 5 points to
+5 points
loser.
to loser.
So congratulations. The game stays neck and neck, despite a victory from me.
Indeed. So I'm up to 30, and you're at 35. So let's go to the next game, which is
7.
Hangman.
And 7 is Hangman. So you are the guesser, which means I need to come up with a word for you to guess.
I will make this worth 5 points.
All right. That is a...
All right. So it has to be 6 or fewer letters, and I get 8 wrong guesses.
Yes.
So while you're thinking of a word, have you thought of a word?
I have thought of a word. It is 4 letters long.
4 letters. All right. Give me an O.
What a start. There it is.
Right. It's the second letter.
Did you decide
count on
how
there
many
being
points? Yeah, you did. Okay.
I can't count on there being any more vowels, so why don't we go on to L.
There is no L.
S.
There is an S. It's the last letter.
T.
Oh boy. There's a T.
O-T-S. All right.
O-T-S.
So
what's the first letter?
I should be able to get this. Let me think of what it could be. Could be B or C or D or H. J. L. I already guessed L, so it's not L. P. R. There's quite a few things it could be. Okay, alright, let's go with B. That was my first thought.
It is not B.
So how many wrong guesses is that, too?
That's just 2.
Suppose I should just go in alphabetical order. C.
It's not C.
D.
It's not D.
H.
It's not H. That's 5.
J.
It's not J. That's 6.
P.
It's P.
Nice. I got the first 3 letters super quickly, and it still took me like 6 guesses to get the final letter. So
I was trying to think of a relatively short word that was, you know, as you said, had many potential letters, even if you were to narrow it down. So
right.
But well done, you did pull through there.
I did prevail. Let's see what the modifier is.
See if this is in my favor.
10 of spades, which is, I believe, nothing. It is nothing.
Darn.
So I get the 5, and it is once again a tie game at 35.
35 all. You know what? This has been a high adrenaline back and forth fight. Why don't we go with 20?
Oh, don't even want to
I don't even know what the game is yet. Wait, let's see what the hell. Okay, let's hold on just a second. See what the game is.
8 tongue twisters.
Okay, absolutely not 20. I don't think I've ever won a tongue. 1. Literally 1.
All right.
Okay. Let's look up some tongue twisters.
There's a link here on this page.
Oh, good.
And it's... Alright. mondly.com/blogs/2019/08/23/71-best-tongue-twisters-to-your-English-pronunciation. And as it's your turn...
I clicked on the link and it took me to a Learn Italian Online website.
That's interesting, because we have a tiny URL link on there. Why don't I just send you the actual link in the chat?
Yeah, because I keep clicking on this and it keeps taking me to an Italian website.
That's pretty funny.
Alright, here we go. The real website.
The website that it's on is, in fact, like a language learning website. So
right.
It's just that it happens to be an article that has a bunch of tongue twisters on it. All right, so it's up to you. Why don't you pick one?
All right. Why don't we go with... let's find one that's a little bit longer.
Oh, how about if you go down to the section tongue twisters with TH, the second one in that section.
TH. Okay. All right. Let's...
This shouldn't be too hard to actually say.
Let's test that theory.
So, do you want to go first or second?
Yeah, I'll go first, so...
All right. I'll time you here.
Yep.
So just start whenever you're ready.
Okay, here we go. I thought a thought, but the thought I thought wasn't the thought I thought I thought. If the thought I thought had been the thought I thought, I wouldn't have thought the thought. I wouldn't have thought I thought. What? Had been the thought I thought. I wouldn't have.
You got it right the second time. 9.32 seconds with one mistake gives you 10.32 seconds.
Yeah, what a choke job. That was such a weird ending. All right, I am ready for you.
All right, 1 second. Let me just give it a quick read through. All right, here we go.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
I thought a thought, but the thought I thought wasn't the thought I thought I thought. If the thought I thought had been the thought I thought, I wouldn't have thought I thought.
All right, obviously that was much better. You did it in 6.16 seconds.
Woo!
So congratulations, you are the winner, and once again, I have lost the tongue twister one.
Well, you were smart and made it only 1 point, so let's see if this modifier can give me at least something.
It is the 3 of hearts, and hearts is round points gained to the nearest 10.
All right.
So...
I do not gain anything. Not that it's that much of a difference, honestly.
I really hope that has some effect on the outcome of the game. All right, let's see what we got.
Here we go, next game.
8 is once again tongue twisters.
All right, this is going to be worth 20 points.
Oh, no.
This is probably going to backfire, but... You know, if this was a mind game, then it totally worked.
Yeah, I've just been sandbagging the tongue twisters all along, just waiting for this moment.
Let's go with the one right below the one we just did.
Oh, yikes! All right.
Yeah. All right, so I'll go first, and let me just read through this for a second.
Yep. Let me get my timer back out.
All right, here we go. Ready?
I am ready.
Here we go. Something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered, threatening the 3D thoughts of Matthew the Thug, although theatrically it was only the 13,000 thistles and thorns through the underneath of his thigh that 33-year-old Thug thought of that morning.
Okay, good news and bad news. Actually, they're both bad news. Bad news number one is that you said 33 instead of 30.
Yes, I noticed that.
And bad news number 2 is that I thought I started my timer, but in fact I didn't.
All right, well, since this is your fault, I'm going to get another go-around on this.
Yep, fair enough.
All right, so are you actually ready now?
I'm actually ready now.
Here we go. Something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered, threatening the 3D thoughts of Matthew the Thug, although theatrically it was only the 13,000 thistles and thorns through the underneath of his thigh that the 30-year-old Thug thought of that morning.
All right, well done. You fixed your mistake and also completed that in 10.88 seconds.
Nice. All right, so it's now up to you. I'll give you a second to read through it here, and whenever you're ready, you can start reading, and I'll time you.
I'm extremely nervous right now.
It's a big point value here.
Yeah, this is like more drama that I'm used to on the podcast.
It's Drama Monday. All right.
Drama Monday. Here we go. Something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered, threatening me through the 3D thoughts of Matthew the Thug, although theatrically it was only the 13,000 thistles and thorns through the underneath of his thigh that the 30-year-old Thug thought of that morning.
Okay. What was my time?
Your time was 10.88.
So, I believe you made one mistake. I think you said... I can't remember where it was anymore. I think you said through somewhere in the first half where it wasn't correct. Does that ring a bell to you, or am I making that up?
Honestly, I don't think I could tell you afterwards. I mean, it's recorded if we want to take a second to adjudicate properly. Is that going to affect the outcome?
It does affect it because your raw time is 10.53 seconds.
Wow.
So you beat me by 0.3 of a second if that mistake is not correct.
And this is, and this is for 20 points.
So why don't we, this is important, so I'm going to stop the Skype recording and go back into that video and see what happened.
Oh man. That was the performance of my life.
That was amazing. Great job. I'm going to be really upset if I end up losing after you were like, oh, I'd never win a tongue twister. And then... All right.
Oh,
so I stopped the recording. Why isn't the video here?
Does the call have to end first?
That might be the case. Let's go here.
You could just hang up and call me right back. I mean, each of us have our individual... Oh, no, there it is.
Okay. Here we go. Skip right to the end. There we go. That's very close. There it is. You said threatening through the 3D thoughts instead of just threatening the 3D thoughts. That is
absolute tragedy.
That is an absolute tragedy, and I would feel bad, except that I do feel a little bit bad, but yeah, I'm getting 20 points. I honestly, if it was less, I might have just let it go because it was so minor, but
yeah,
it did matter, and I am the winner of that round, and I know...
Justice was done.
Indeed. So let's see the modifier, Nathan.
Here it is.
8 of clubs, which is plus 5 points to random.
Okay. So if I draw a red card, it goes to you. If it's a black card, it goes to me. Sound fair?
Sure. It's
black
a black card. So I
Goes
believe
to
that
me.
goes to you.
All right. Well, slight consolation. I will take it.
I accidentally overwrote your thing. All right, so it's now 55-40 in my favor.
All right.
And let's hear the next game. Let's see the next game.
What an exciting round. Here we go. Next game is the
2. Which is 10 questions, but with some starter facts.
Okay, so I'm guessing here.
So why don't
give
you
some starter facts?
Yeah, you come up with some category to go in here.
Yeah. Let's go with a famous historical figure.
Okay, that can definitely be narrower.
Okay. Let's say that they are. Let's see. Any cat like I'm trying to think of something that isn't just like actor or athlete that just cuts out a whole bunch of stuff all at once. Unless you think that's fair.
Well, you could pick like an era, like they must be from,
Okay, like a 20th century historical figure.
Okay, 20th century, so the 1900s. All right. So historical figure. So that means they must be dead now, right?
Yeah. For the purposes of this, let's say they're dead.
They're dead now, but they were alive in the 20th century, and they played some important historical role during that time.
Yeah.
Or notable historical role. Trying to think of one that wouldn't be too obvious. Let's
While you're thinking, I think I'm going to assign this 8 points.
Good call to do the point assignment. I definitely forgot about that. All right, I've got someone.
Okay, are they American?
Yes, that's one question.
Are they a politician?
No, 2 questions.
Are they an athlete?
Yes, that's 3.
Okay. Are they... Let's see. Are they either a men's basketball or football player?
No, that's 4.
Okay. What do I know of besides basketball and football? Athlete. I suppose, are they male?
Yes, that's 5.
It's 5. Are they... Aside from, let's see, basketball, football, baseball... Are they a baseball or hockey player?
Yes, that's 6.
Okay. I wonder if it's worth asking if they play baseball or hockey. Is there a way I can get information? Can I get that information while also getting other good information?
It's interesting, like, while you ask these questions, I think of, like, who could I think of that's, like, aside from the person I'm actually thinking of, that would still apply for these questions?
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting to to think about that you're since I can hear your train of thought.
Sure, like how effectively am I narrowing in on what you're thinking of? All right, let's see. I've got 4 questions, and all I know is that they are a male baseball or hockey player,
and American. Although
and that they're American.
Yes.
I mean that is slightly valuable information if there were a hockey player. In fact, I that may lead me to assume that they're not a hockey player because I guess I don't know of that many hockey players to begin with, and at least 50% of them are probably Canadian, right?
Right.
So okay, let's assume that they were a baseball player. How could I possibly get any better information about them aside from because I know of several famous baseball players, right? But I'm trying to determine what facts I know about them that would allow me to narrow it down between them.
Right.
Let's see. Did they play before 1950?
Yes, they did. That's 7.
That's 7. Is it Babe Ruth?
Indeed, it is.
Excellent. I'm glad, because I don't think I could think of another first half of the 20th century baseball player.
I'm sure you could think of several. How about Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth's teammate?
That's a good one. Not sure if I would come up with it.
Would you have you ever heard of Shoeless Joe Jackson?
I absolutely never would have come up with that on my own, but that sounds vaguely familiar. I would have guessed probably like Mickey Mantle and let's see, who else would I have guessed? I feel like there were 3 or 4 other names that I was bouncing around trying to.
Pretty sure Jackie Robinson is before
Jackie
1950.
Robinson was one.
So the big names. I don't actually know when Ted Williams played.
Ted Williams was one.
All right, well, you got it. I probably should have picked not a sports player, I think.
It did help me out a bit, even if
my first thought
down was a little tricky.
My first thought was Woodrow Wilson. But I thought that you would go for presidents first. But, I mean, now that I think that, like, there's nothing particularly notable about him that would make you, go for him over the other 20 presidents or whatever that have happened during that time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, presidents probably wouldn't have been, despite my second question after American being politician. I think even if it was a president, that probably would have been a good category because, again, I can probably name many, if not most, 20th century presidents, but could I distinguish between them in any meaningful way aside from potentially political party and when they were president? So the answer may be no.
Yeah. But
I am the winner. Let's see what the modifier is.
Oh, it's me.
Yep.
Sorry.
It is the King of Hearts this time.
Which is still plus 10 to winner.
How about that?
How about dem apples?
So it is now 55 to 58, just like that. It is a tight game.
Indeed. Let's see the next game. It is
9.
Family Feud again. And I'm guessing again.
And you're guessing again. All right, let's see. I feel like fast food chains was maybe slightly too easy. Can I come up with something that's a little bit trickier? And if you have ideas, feel free to jump in.
Top 5 most populated cities, obviously New York would be a gimme, but after that I don't know for sure how I would do. Although I guess I definitely could get 2. Anything where you have one that's a gimme That's too easy because you only need to get 2.
Yeah. What if we say top 5 most populated European countries?
Okay. Top 5 most populous European countries. Right. So I'm pretty sure Germany's going to be up there. But I wonder... I know Russia... Russia probably doesn't have that many people, honestly. Let's see. Do you have the data up now?
I've got it. Whenever you're ready.
All right. I'm going to guess Germany first.
Okay. Well, Germany is number 3.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Congratulations on your first guess, once again being correct.
Yeah, but I didn't guess number 1 first. All right, so I just need one more. Yep. My next thought is probably Italy, but let's see what else is in Europe. France. France is kind of big, at least geographically. Probably one of these two, at least. Let's go with Italy.
Italy is number 6.
Ooh, close. I forgot to pick a point value. Since I forgot, let's just pick an average like 7.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so let's give me France.
France is number 4.
Indeed. Let's see how many I can get.
Good job again.
UK.
UK is number 5. Once I saw the list, I was like, oh no, all the ones that you think of first are on here.
Right. So, what are the top 2 then? Those are the 3
you're missing 1 and 2.
They must be like Eastern European for me not to be thinking of them off the top of my head. What about Greece?
Greece is number 14.
Oh, not even close. What else is big? Maybe Russia? What about Russia?
Russia is number 1, which surprised me as well.
Yeah. And number 2, is it Turkey?
Incredible. I was just about to say I'll be amazed if you get it, but it is Turkey.
Nice.
So,
all right. So, give us the modifier, Nathan.
Well done. The modifier hopefully ruins
3 of hearts. 3 of hearts is round points gained to nearest 10. So rather than gaining 7, I'll gain 10.
Well, good for you, I guess.
Up to 65.
65 to 58.
Next game. Let's truck right along. We're over an hour now, so let's...
here we go.
2. 10 questions.
10 questions again. All right. Just so I don't have to think too long, and maybe you don't either. Let's go with a famous living person.
Okay. I think that's probably narrow enough. Would you agree?
Sure.
Okay. Pick a point value while I think of a person.
All right. Let's go for 15.
I've got it.
Are they American?
No, that's 1.
Not American. Interesting. Are they an athlete?
No, that's 2.
Are they is it an actor?
This is gonna be a tough one, by the way.
Okay.
You definitely know who it is, though.
Okay.
And it's not an actor. That's
not an
3.
actor. Not a.
I'll try to maybe help you out a little bit as things shape up.
Sure. I already forgot what the first thing I asked was. Athlete.
They're not an athlete. They're not an actor, and they're not.
Not American.
Not American, right?
Okay. Are they a? Is it a politician?
Not really. I mean, I guess you could consider them a politician in some sense of the word, but you wouldn't really think of politician when you think of them.
Some kind of political figure, at least.
I guess, like, technically, but again, mainly you wouldn't think about them that way.
Can I modify that question to get, like, a definite yes or no? Let me just ask, and you can either say, like, no comment or whatever. Is it a politician or a monarch?
I would not really call them a monarch.
Okay, this is...
Or a politician. I mean, once we get to the end, I guess you can argue with me if you disagree, because they are somewhat, I guess, technically in that sphere, but really not much at all.
Sure. Okay. Are they from an English-speaking country?
No, that's 5.
Not an English-speaking... Oh!
Damn. You got it. I'm sure you did.
Is it the Pope?
Indeed. Do you know his name?
Well, Pope Francis.
Yeah.
I understand the confusion, and honestly, I can't disagree with any of your assessments there. So
I think I gave you too much information. All right.
I did benefit from that for sure.
It was 15 points. I should have just shut my mouth. All right, let's see the modifier here.
What do we got? It's the Queen of Hearts.
Ooh, that's something. Winners and yes.
No.
Winners and losers swap, so my generosity pays off.
Absolute tragedy. This is how I lose this game yet again.
This is how God repays me. I pick the Pope. I'm generous with my clues, and he rewards me by making me the winner. All right.
Surely you've converted some listeners.
Yeah.
What's our next game?
Next game is this.
Jack. I think that is my choice, is it not?
It's not. It's guest's choice, or if there is no guest, who has the highest card?
Excellent. All right, let's hear
All right, I've got a card.
What's the point value? You've already seen your card. You should get
let me just get a new card. Let me pick the points first.
Before you look at it.
This is a 5-point game.
All right. Absolutely nothing on the line. I can respect it with your lead.
It's not nothing. All right, here I haven't picked a 5-pointer yet, which is why I don't think I have. So
no, you haven't. Oh, yes, you have. The Hangman.
Well, whatever. If you look at my I did. So this is the second 5. All right, here we go. I've got a new card now.
I've got a card as well.
If your card is 2, reveal. All right, yours is a 2. Excellent. Mine was the 7 of diamonds.
All right, well, congratulations.
And for the record, my original card was also higher than 2, so...
Yeah, made no difference. Once I drew my card, I knew I was doomed. But we will modify that result with this.
The 7 of diamonds, which was coincidentally my exact card, plus 5 points to loser, so we actually just come out even on this one.
It's a wash, but you're that much closer to winning. 85 to 63 is our current score, and...
Next game.
Here comes the next game.
4.
Haven't played that
Concentration. Pick a category and a point value.
All right, let's go with ice cream flavors for 10 points.
All right. So you did delete that. All right. So ice cream flavors. I assume there's let's just go with things that everyone would agree are a common ice cream flavor, and try not to be a bitch about it. All right.
Yeah, I think any sort of controversy will kind of side on general consensus between us. So hopefully we don't last that long anyway.
All right. So you can start whenever you're ready.
All right. Vanilla.
Chocolate.
Strawberry.
Mint chocolate chip.
Cookie dough.
Rocky Road.
Cookies and cream.
Moose Tracks.
Fudge. That was a hesitation.
Also, I'm not sure if fudge is actually an ice cream flavor.
I was thinking Moose Tracks was my problem.
Rip. It was close because I had nothing after that. So
yeah. I think that's kind of the end. Blue Moon. Darn.
What? Like the beer?
Or no. What am I thinking of? Superman, like that rainbow one. The color. You know what I'm talking about? No. It's a thing.
I don't know what you're talking about, but...
All right. Well, I guess that would have been disputed anyway.
Here's the modifier.
Modifier is King of Clubs, which I believe is plus 10 points to winner.
It is and that's going to be the game.
Oof. Is this my best? No, last time I had 79 points. But it's certainly not my worst showing.
105 to 63, the final score. That's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. Anything else we want to add before we close out here?
I don't think so. Just email me about how I can do better at the game.
And that, by the way, that brings the all-time record to 8-2, it looks like. Did you update that?
Yeah, I looked back at the previous sheets, so assuming that 6-2 on the first sheet was correct, we actually needed to update the previous one to 7-2, which makes this one 8-2. Previously, they had all said 6-2. But yeah, what a disastrous... I think this is yet another nail in the coffin of my... prediction, if you remember.
Yeah, and also another nail in the coffin of your Jolo rating if we ever get that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want that to continue. It was a fun joke, but you could probably stop it while I was a couple hundred points ahead and never start again.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Send us an email about your thoughts of the episode or other ideas or anything. I'm Alex.
I'm Alex.
And this has been
Joel.